So that object was moving nearly twice as fast as previous things in space. So what made the speeds and size so remarkable to what we've seen in the past?
Well, first thing, it implied that it came from outside the solar system because gravity cannot bind it to the sun. It was moving too fast for that. And the other thing is that the object was relatively big, possibly tens of kilometers, the size of Manhattan Island. And if that's the case, it was 1,000,000 times more massive than the previous objects from outside the solar system, and that was puzzling.
Something unprecedented is unfolding in our solar system. A second massive interstellar visitor has arrived, dwarfing even the mysterious 3I Atlas in both size and luminosity. This newcomer blazes across space with such intensity that astronomers are struggling to comprehend what they're witnessing. The timing cannot be coincidental. As 3I Atlas approaches its closest point to our Sun, this colossal new arrival, designated C/2025R2 SWAN, has emerged from the depths of space on a collision course with destiny. Together, these two objects represent either the greatest astronomical coincidence in human history or evidence of something far more orchestrated and terrifying. On September 12, 2025, the SOHO spacecraft's SWAN instrument detected an anomalous brightening in the constellation Aquarius. Within hours, the initial observations revealed an object of staggering proportions, nearly 100 times more luminous than 3I Atlas, with a tail stretching across the heavens like a cosmic brushstroke. Australian astronomer Michael Mattiazzo captured the first detailed imagery, revealing a spectacle that left the global astronomical community speechless. This wasn't merely another wandering comet, it was a phenomenon that redefined the scale of interstellar visitors. The object's tail spans approximately 2.5 degrees of sky, roughly 5 times the apparent width of the full moon. To put this in perspective, if you held your hand at arm's length against the night sky, the tail would stretch across your entire palm. Against this brilliant display, 3I Atlas appears almost insignificant, a faint thread compared to a blazing river of light. The International Astronomical Union moved swiftly to classify the newcomer, officially designating it C/2025R2 SWAN after its discovery instrument. But naming it provided no answers to the fundamental questions it raised about the nature of these cosmic visitors. Unlike 3I Atlas, which originated from regions near the galactic core, SWAN approached from an entirely different vector in Aquarius. The trajectories show no common origin point, making it virtually impossible that these objects represent fragments from the same parent body. Yet here they are, two unrelated interstellar travelers arriving within months of each other, both on courses that will bring them to solar perihelion within days of one another. For the astronomical community, this timing strains the boundaries of credible coincidence. SWAN's closest approach to the Sun will occur at approximately 150 million kilometers, virtually identical to Earth's orbital distance. Just days later, 3I Atlas will follow its own path, passing at 203 million kilometers. The 50 million kilometer gap between their trajectories might seem vast by terrestrial standards, but cosmically speaking, it represents two bullets passing within inches of each other. Even more unsettling is what happens during this critical period. Both objects will disappear behind the Sun's blazing disk, vanishing from every Earth-based telescope for several weeks. During this cosmic blackout, no human observer will witness what unfolds in the solar vicinity. When these visitors emerge on the far side of the Sun, their paths may be forever altered. Gravitational interactions, or perhaps something more deliberate, could modify their trajectories in ways that reveal the true nature of their arrival in our solar system. Recent analysis of 3I Atlas has already shaken scientific understanding. Beyond its unusual pure nickel composition, a material signature that shouldn't exist naturally in deep space, instruments have detected energy emissions equivalent to a sustained 10 gigawatt power source buried within its core. This energy output rivals approximately 50 nuclear power plants operating simultaneously. Even stranger, 3I Atlas doesn't behave like traditional comets. Instead of chaotic gas outflow, it produces a narrow, columnated jet that maintains constant velocity and direction, as if under deliberate control. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb has noted that at perihelion, this jet's color shifts from red to green, what he terms thrust modulation. The behavior suggests active course correction rather than passive venting of sublimating ices. If 3I Atlas resembles a sophisticated probe, then SWAN represents something far more formidable. Early observations reveal a dynamic plasma sheath surrounding its core, a shimmering electromagnetic barrier capable of deflecting charged particles from the solar wind. This isn't the passive atmospheric envelope typical of natural comets, but active defensive system that appears to respond to changing conditions in real time. SWAN's energy signature dwarfs even 3I Atlas's impressive output. Preliminary calculations suggest the object's core generates over 10,000 gigawatts per second, nearly equivalent to the total electrical consumption of human civilization compressed into a single interstellar mechanism. This isn't mere cometary outgassing driven by solar heating. The energy levels suggest controlled fusion or exotic matter reactions contained within a structure designed to operate across interstellar distances and cosmic timescales. Perhaps most disturbing is SWAN's orbital characteristics. NASA and JPL calculations suggest this isn't a one-time visitor like Oumuamua, but a returning traveler locked in a precise cycle spanning approximately 22,554 years. If accurate, SWAN last approached our Sun during humanity's emergence from the final ice age, a period coinciding with the sudden appearance of agriculture, monumental architecture, and sophisticated astronomical observations. The implications are staggering. This object has been visiting our solar system for longer than recorded human history. Each return would be separated by gaps so vast that entire civilizations rise and fall in the interim. To any intelligence operating on such timescales, millennia would pass like seasons. A 22,000-year orbit could represent nothing more than a routine maintenance schedule, periodic visits to monitor, collect data, or accomplish objectives set in motion eons ago. The precision required to maintain such orbital stability across cosmic time suggests either extraordinary natural dynamics or deliberate navigation. For objects of this complexity to maintain synchronized arrival schedules spanning tens of thousands of years implies planning capabilities that dwarf human technological comprehension. Some researchers propose that humanity's most enduring monuments might encode memories of previous encounters with these cosmic visitors. The last time SWAN supposedly passed near our Sun coincides with one of the most dramatic transformations in human development. Structures like Göbekli Tepe, Stonehenge, and the Great Pyramid demonstrate astronomical precision that puzzles archaeologists. Many contain alignments pointing towards specific stellar coordinates, particularly in Orion. Were ancient builders simply fascinated by celestial mechanics, or were they recording observations of extraordinary visitors blazing across prehistoric skies? The possibility is chilling. An advanced prehistoric civilization witnessing a massive object with a tail spanning 5 moon-widths across the heavens. Understanding its cyclical nature, they might have carved warnings into stone, messages for distant descendants who would witness the next return. Pyramid shafts, stone circles, and procession calendars might represent more than cultural achievements. They might be beacons alerting future humanity when the cycle begins anew, when the sky again hosts these mysterious travelers.
The timing of recent interstellar visits suggests a pattern. Oumuamua in 2017 appeared dark, silent, and fast-moving, as if conducting passive observations. 3I Atlas arrived with more active characteristics, seemingly gathering detailed environmental data. Now SWAN blazes toward us with overwhelming power and sophisticated defensive systems. For over 50 years, humanity has been broadcasting electromagnetic signals into space. Television transmissions, radio communications, planetary radar, and deliberate messages like the Arecibo signal. These transmissions now form an expanding bubble washing over nearby star systems, potentially announcing our technological presence to whatever listens in the cosmic dark. The sequence of arriving objects could represent responses to our inadvertent beacon. First came Oumuamua for reconnaissance, then 3I Atlas for detailed analysis. Now SWAN appears as something resembling a command vessel, heavily powered and equipped for extended operations. If this represents first contact, it's occurring not through dramatic landings or greeting ceremonies, but as a systematic audit. An advanced civilization might respond to detection of emerging technology not with words, but with machines dispatched to examine, measure, and evaluate. As both objects approach solar conjunction in October, they will simultaneously vanish behind the sun's overwhelming glare. For several weeks, no terrestrial telescope will maintain visual contact. This cosmic blackout represents either extraordinary coincidence or carefully orchestrated timing. During this hidden period, anything could occur. The objects might interact gravitationally, exchange information, undergo transformation, or execute maneuvers impossible to accomplish under human observation. When they emerge on the far side of the sun, their courses could be dramatically altered, revealing whether they've accomplished some predetermined objective. The possibility of near collision or deliberate interaction during solar conjunction adds another layer of mystery. If these objects are operating according to coordinated mission parameters, the hidden weeks behind the sun might represent the culmination of plans set in motion thousands of years ago. Both visitors exhibit characteristics suggesting technology beyond current human capabilities. 3I Atlas's pure nickel composition requires industrial refinement processes, while its controlled energy output implies sophisticated power management. SWAN's plasma sheath and massive energy generation suggest even more advanced engineering. If these objects represent artificial constructions, they demonstrate capabilities spanning multiple technological domains: interstellar navigation, exotic matter manipulation, controlled fusion, electromagnetic field generation, and autonomous operation across cosmic timescales. The ability to maintain structural integrity during interstellar flight while preserving operational systems for tens of thousands of years implies material science and engineering principles that could revolutionize human technology. Understanding their construction methods could unlock advances in energy generation, propulsion, and space exploration that would transform civilization. Despite the magnitude of these discoveries, major space agencies have maintained remarkable public silence. NASA, ESA, and other organizations offer only cautious statements while avoiding detailed discussion of the object's anomalous characteristics. This institutional quiet suggests either uncertainty about proper interpretation or deliberate information management. If authorities recognize the potential implications of artificial interstellar visitors, public revelation could trigger social, economic, and philosophical disruptions requiring careful preparation. The absence of emergency protocols or international coordination efforts might indicate that governments lack frameworks for responding to contact with non-human intelligence. Alternatively, classified analysis might be proceeding behind closed doors while public-facing organizations maintain cautious neutrality. These events challenge fundamental assumptions about humanity's cosmic significance. If natural phenomena, they represent extraordinary coincidences that expand our understanding of interstellar matter and gravitational dynamics. If artificial, they provide undeniable evidence of intelligence operating on scales that dwarf human technological achievement. Either interpretation demands new conceptual frameworks. The distinction between comet and craft, astronomy and archaeology, observation and contact is blurring. We may require entirely new language to describe what we're witnessing. The objects hint at larger narratives in which our solar system serves not as an isolated outpost, but as a way station in networks spanning galactic distances. Human civilization might be developing under observation, with our technological emergence triggering responses from intelligences that have monitored our progress for millennia. Perhaps these visitors represent more than scientific phenomena. They could embody invitations, evaluations, or warnings encoded in their behavior and timing. The convergence of two massive interstellar objects during humanity's emergence as a spacefaring species might not be coincidental. If advanced civilizations monitor developing worlds, our recent achievements, space exploration, digital communication, nuclear energy, could have triggered predetermined response protocols. The arriving objects might be conducting assessments to determine our readiness for broader cosmic community, or evaluating potential threats we might represent. The October conjunction, when both objects disappear behind the sun's glare, could mark a critical evaluation period. Their post-conjunction behavior might depend on data collected during their solar system transit and humanity's response to their presence. As October approaches and these cosmic visitors vanish behind the sun's glare, humanity stands at a potential turning point. Whether these objects represent natural wonders or artificial constructions, their presence forces us to confront questions about our cosmic significance and future trajectory. The risk isn't overreaction to extraordinary claims, but failure to recognize extraordinary evidence. Dismissing these phenomena without adequate investigation could mean missing the most important discovery in human history. When the objects emerge from solar conjunction, their altered trajectories or changed characteristics might provide definitive answers about their nature and purpose. If they demonstrate technological capabilities, humanity will face the reality that we share the galaxy with intelligences possessing capabilities that transcend our current understanding. The cosmos is delivering messages through these visitors, whether we choose to recognize them or not. Their synchronized arrival, unprecedented characteristics, and perfect timing suggest something far more significant than cosmic coincidence. As we await their reappearance from behind the sun, we must prepare for revelations that could fundamentally alter our understanding of life, intelligence, and humanity's place in an apparently populated universe. The next few weeks could mark the beginning of a new chapter in human history, one in which we discover we are neither alone nor unobserved in the cosmic dark. The question is no longer whether we're witnessing something unprecedented, but whether we're prepared for what these cosmic visitors might reveal about the universe and our role within it.